King Charles is believed to have expressed concern over the decision to exclude Prince Harry from a significant royal role, as suggested by a constitutional expert. Even though the Duke of Sussex is no longer an active member of the royal family, he still holds a position as one of the king's councilors of state. Charles and his reign appear to have entered uncharted territory as the monarch continues to have Harry as a councillor of state despite his eviction from his UK residence. The Duke of Sussex holds the position of one of the king's councillors of state, which means he's among the select few royal family members who can assume a ruling role if needed. However, this position has become complex since it traditionally requires a UK residence, and this situation is truly unprecedented. The Prince Harry situation is a complex matter that poses legal challenges. Dr. Craig Prescott, an expert in constitutional law, explained to GB News that the concept of the second son of the king choosing a life away from royal duties is something not addressed by current laws. According to the Times, the king had the opportunity to remove him using the councillors of state legislation last year, but chose not to do so. This decision has created a dilemma within Buckingham Palace. By law, those selected as councillors of state are required to have a UK domicile. However, since stepping down from royal duties in 2020, Harry no longer has a home in the UK. Councillors of state are determined by the Regency Act, and it's not a list that the monarch can create on their own. Therefore, removing Harry cannot be done by the king's decree alone. It would require a legislative process to amend the Regency Act itself. Making him ineligible would necessitate changes to the criteria for councillors of state, and this would involve a lengthy public debate about the process. One of the king's first actions as monarch was to hire Dr. John, a constitutional law professor and deputy private secretary. Dr. John is a legal expert who has previously advised figures such as the Lord Chief Justice, and he was appointed to advise the king on the most legally expedient way to address issues like councillors of state. The solution chosen by the king was to add Princess Anne and Prince Edward as lifetime councillors of state. This decision expanded the pool of available councillors of state, ensuring that Prince Harry and Prince Andrew would not be called upon to fulfill that role. The king's representative made this request to the government on his behalf, confirming His Majesty's position. The royal household has also confirmed that, in practice, working members of the royal family will be called upon to act as councillors of state when necessary. Diaries and schedules will be arranged to make this practical. Therefore, Prince Harry and Prince Andrew are unlikely to be called upon for this duty. While some people may advocate for more drastic measures, such as stripping Harry and Meghan of their titles, excluding Harry as a councillor of state, or removing him from the succession, these actions are not as simple as they may seem. Parliament would need to be involved, and it could be seen as an excessive precaution for a situation that might not occur. It might also further strain the relationship with Harry and Meghan and draw attention to the role and relevance of the royal family. The king's chosen solution is seen as minimal, elegant, and effective in addressing the situation.